Okay then, Graham. Fantastic result of the weekend. Brilliant win.
Yeah. All wins are good. I learned that a long time ago, but now to do it in that fashion, I think it's credit to the players and the belief and the work they've put in at on the training ground about going to the end. And I do feel that even the Crawley game when we got beat, we were still going at the end. We lost by 2-1, but we were still in the game right till the last minute, and that was the same on Saturday. I think I thought we we created our own downfall in the first half with the two goals we conceded in quick fashion, which we definitely could have done better with, and we've looked at that. But to keep going all the way through, I thought we had good control of the game for most parts without testing the keeper enough. But we kept going, kept knocking on the door, and got our just rewards. To do it in the 100th minute, 90 plus 10. Great way to win, and a great sort of feeling for the players, for the supporters, and obviously myself and my staff. It was those moments, those experiences, I think will bring us closer together and sort of encourage the work to be done even more, because they can see the rewards.
And I think we could see a real sense of togetherness, particularly at the end when the players were all celebrating together. And it might have been lacking at the club maybe in the last year or two, but in your time here, you're starting to see the players really come together now.
But celebrations seem like only happen when you win. So it was nothing to do with the. Listen, I wasn't here last year, so I'm reluctant to speak about it. But it is a big part of our sort of culture we try to create at any club, that everyone is together. We talk about it all the time, and there's no one excluded, there's no one separated. We have to be one club, and that includes a lot of people. Not just the lads who are lucky enough to put the kit on, but a lot of other people. And it's important we engage with each other and communicate with each other and support each other through difficult times. And we were having a difficult time result-wise in that game, but the crowd stuck with us, the supporters stuck with us, and the players stuck together. The subs that came on made a really good impact, which meant the feel-good factor around the squad, not just the starting 11, but the squad, shows that everyone's got something to put into the game and into our success. So it's still early days, and we're still building. We're still it's the testing times are when you don't win. That's when we'll see the real strength of our togetherness and our spirit.
Just finally on last weekend, 3 really well taken goals. I thought particularly the last 2. You must be pleased that your attacking players are getting in good positions.
Yeah, I thought the first goal was fantastic as well. To be fair, I thought they showed different aspects of scoring goals. With different build-up plays and so forth. So, but we feel we have a goal threat within the squad. I think we encourage that through our training, through our language, through our communication, our analysis. And we're always talking about scoring goals, attacking as often as possible. So, every day has an element of attacking play in it. When we're training, we just instill that sort of belief and we try to take away the pressure of missing. From the players. If you don't try, you're never going to score. So we don't mind mistakes and missing the target or something like that. But we want to see an ambition to score, and what we're seeing from the players is there. And so it was. I thought they were all 3 well taken goals from different players. One starting. 2 starting, and 1 coming off the bench. So and different parts. One from the striker, 1 from the midfield, 1 from the sub. So it's good that we spread that around, and we want to be an attacking force. I think we've shown that in the 4 games so far, but we have to continue the work on the training pitch and to make sure we maintain that level.
Absolutely. Looking to this weekend then, Doncaster maybe not had the best start to the season, but I'm sure you'll be acutely aware of the threats that they can pose your team.
Yeah, look, well, we saw that last week with Colchester. They haven't won this season in the league either. So and we saw how tough a game that was. So I've said it many times. We don't prepare our our performance to the level of the opposition of what they got. We have to perform at the highest level we can as individuals, as a team, to have any chance of winning a game. We can't come off our standards and our levels. If we do that, we're sorely mistaken, and we will get a punch on the nose without a shadow of a doubt. We have to be at it every game right from the start to win any game of football. It's a competitive level, professional football, any division in England. We've seen that already, and we'll continue to see that. So for me, my players' concentration and focus has to be on the levels we have to get to, regardless of who we're playing.
One of the important factors, I'm sure, this season will be home form. We'll be making sure that when teams come to Stadium MK, it's a difficult place to come. We had a great win against Tranmere a couple of weeks ago, and now a chance to back that up at home. Yeah,
look, I think if you want to be successful, you have to win games home and away. But I do feel like there's at home, obviously you have more supporters there, so it's your general population of your support is there. I think you want to encourage that to be bigger and keep them coming and tell the mates to come along and stuff like that. And if you can win more home games, then that tends to be the case. Whereas you see that sort of goodwill factor, run through the club, through the city. And that's what we're trying to create. But like you say, we've only had one game here out of the 4 league games, and we've won that well. But we'll try and instill that sort of that mindset and mentality. But I want us to be a team that people don't want to play home or away. That's the reality of what we're trying to create. We've seen that in the 3 away games. We've won 2 of them, so that's great for us and great for the players. But yeah, we want to try and recreate that form here. And at the moment, we've had 1 game, we've won that, but so there's a long way to go.
Fantastic. And then just finally from me, Graham, I just wanted to touch on the World Cup and the success of the Lionesses. And also we had a great result for the women's team here at the weekend, getting a late equaliser. What did you make of the World Cup, and how important do you think it is for inspiring boys and girls to get into sport?
Yeah, look, I think sport is a brilliant outlet, and it's a massive part of life. I feel there's so many positive aspects of playing any sport. Listen, I love football. That I'm going to be biased towards that, but I see the value and enjoyment that people get from every sport. And I think women's football has come a long way. I've got 2 daughters myself who and listen, they have strong views on life, and if anyone told them they couldn't do anything, I'd say no, they'd have a fire coming their way. So I'm a big believer in everyone having an opportunity to do whatever they want to do. And the success of women's football in general, you've seen it, how it's grown. It's been fantastic. But I can't say I watched the World Cup because I'm a Scotland supporter. So I've never supported England, so I'm not going to start now. But listen, in general, the women's game is going from strength to strength, so it's good to see.
And we're one of the few teams in the country, I think, where both the women's team and the men's team play at the same stadium, which is important moving forward.
Yeah, I think so. I just look, it's football for a long time was stuck in its ways. I think, and a lot of other aspects of life, not just football, but a lot of other aspects. But I think the last 15, 20 years, you've seen a growth in all sorts of ways of life, and women's football is that. And I think MK Dons, being a modern progressive club, has really engaged with that aspect. And I think it's, who knows where it will be in 10, 15 years' time. It could be on an equal level. You just don't know. But without people supporting you along the way to do that, which obviously our club is doing, then you never know what the future holds. So it's great to see that everyone's given the opportunity to follow their dreams.
Thank you.
Okay.
Been an awful lot of goals in League Two, not just for your club, but pretty much everyone across the board. But that really puts highlights on it, doesn't it, about the importance of a clean sheet.
Yeah.
And we spoke about it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. We got one with Tranmere, but those clean sheets are going to be like gold dust for anybody this season, I think.
Yeah, because the one thing with a clean sheet, it guarantees you a point. That's the thing. It's but we've never set out our teams just to get a clean sheet and take a point from games. We've always gone for wins. You saw the reaction even last week. when we got that late equaliser in regular time. One of our guys is getting the ball out the net and running back to the centre spot. We want to win. And that's and we want to score goals. And we have done that so far this season, but you know we are disappointed in what we've done defensively as a team. We are speaking about it is an ongoing process, but it's something we definitely need to improve, because we're putting performances and results in jeopardy by conceding what I would consider. And listen, you speak to most managers, they would consider goals against as poor goals, but you know there's little patterns that we see in the type of goals we concede, and certainly the times of goals we concede. So that's something that we can definitely work on, and we have to work on it, because I believe the teams we create will always score goals. The players we have, I think, have got those attributes, but you have to, if you want long-term success, you have to be a strong team and a hard team to play against and score against, and so we have to improve that aspect without a shadow of a doubt.
And what better way of working on those things and actually having a week on the training ground? It must have been quite nice for these last couple of days.
Yeah, it's been good. You know, obviously we've got today to work as well, so it's been really valuable. I think, like I said, since the season started, we've had one coaching training session really. It's just been preparation for a game and then regeneration for a game, and so this week has given us an opportunity to get some good working hours into the players. It will continue all the way through to Friday in the match prep, but that's why we worked so hard in pre-season, because we understand the rigours of English football. Saturday, Tuesday, and you will have a month at a time where you've got such limited training times. So you have to do an extreme amount of work in pre-season to make sure you've got a base there, something to refer to throughout the season, and just sort of update and touch upon as you go through the season, rather than trying amazing new things, because you don't have the time. So we feel that the work we did in pre-season will stand us in good stead going up there, and if we can keep touching up on it, improving the little aspects, certainly on the defensive side, and I still think we can attack in different ways as well. But every minute we get on a training pitch is extremely valuable to us and the players. So I think obviously we've got the EFL Trophy next Tuesday, but then we've got a few weeks where we haven't got midweek games. So we've pinpointed those days and weeks to be a really sort of industrious sort of time for us before the madness of Saturday Tuesday starts again.
Yeah, it does feel relentless at times, doesn't it? How's everybody doing, physically? Because obviously that massive amount of games at the start of the season, there must be some wear and tear in there.
But look, if you want to be a successful footballer, you have to be resilient. You have to, it's not, you can't just expect what you do at the stadium, with us to be enough to be able to prepare your body to play 50 games. It's how you live your life away from the stadium, how you prepare for games, how you sleep, eat, refuel, drink, and all that sort of thing. It's a life, it's a lifestyle. Being a professional athlete, being a professional footballer, it's not just what you do here for a few hours a day. It's how you live, and the players, when they understand that, they go on to have successful and long careers. If you think you can take shortcuts along the way and still be able to play every week in England, you're kidding yourself. So we've got some brilliant pros here who understand that, know that. We've got other players we have to educate a little bit better to be able to do that in between the games. It's being a professional doesn't mean you just get paid for it. It's actually the standards you set, how you live your life and stuff like that. So we're trying to instill those habits and educate players in what they can do. And I do believe that there's from the human and from the players who are human, that you're capable of a lot more than what you're maybe programmed to think. I think the body's a tough sort of instrument, to be honest, but you have to toughen it up, and you have to go through hard times, and you have to do it week in, week out. So when the tough times come, like in the 100th minute, you're still going strong, and hopefully the value the players will see. We're scoring in the 90th minute against Wrexham, we're scoring in the 100th minute against Colchester. Hopefully the boys see that what they put in, they will get the rewards for, and So yeah, look, we've pushed the players hard, but not to a point where they break down. We know, and we've got great staff here that great expertise within the club. So the players have got everything they need to be a resilient and top athlete, and it's going to take that. 10 months is, like you say, it's a tough season in England. It's getting even tougher, with the added time and additional time that's being added on to every game. So if you're not fit enough to be able to withstand that, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because we've got some fantastic players here, and you don't want to not fulfil your ambitions as a player by things you could control, and that's what we're trying to instill. But they've made great progress in the, what was it, I don't know, 8 weeks or something. We've been working together. It's been brilliant to watch.
MJ Williams obviously missed out at the weekend. How's he getting on?
Yeah, he's still not trained, unfortunately. So he picked up a knock in the Crawley game. Got through the rest of the game, but wasn't really, at the level he expected. He spoke to us. He said, "I've been carrying this, but I just didn't want to let the team down," which is testament to his character and personality. But he's still not trained. So we're hopeful that he'll come back Thursday, Friday. But if not, you've seen, we've got players ready to step in and take their opportunity and help the team win. So, and that's what we're trying to create. We have to try and create a squad that is seamless. If player drops out, then we've got a ready-made replacement, maybe in a different fashion, because obviously Dawson came into the team, completely different player to MJ. So we adjusted our midfield to sort of concentrate on the strengths of those three players that played in there, and he did a great job for us on last Saturday.
And a word for the Lowton, still not involved yet.
No. He's getting closer though, so that's good. I think he's the only senior player that's not training with us at the moment. So I think it's coming on the horizon, but just not yet at the moment. So when he is, you'll see him.
And now, of course, the fun part of transfer and recruitment talk.
Yep.
How's everything going? What's the situation?
Frustrating. Frustrating. It's like you say, it's another press day, and you ask me the same question, and I'm coming out with the same answers. So we're trying our hardest. We're trying our hardest to, look, the players that we have here are doing a brilliant job. But like we say, we're 4 games into a league programme that's got another 40 odd to go. So we need to strengthen. We need to help those players continue on the sort of run we're on. And we're working exceptionally hard. That's all we can say, really. It's you think you make progress one day, and then it sort of just plateaus out for a couple of days and everything. But it will come to a point next week, obviously, when time constraints hit, that people were going to have to make decisions, like I said last week. So it's just staying in the race at the moment and dancing away, all that sort of stuff, just to stay relevant, stay in players and agents' minds and clubs, and hopefully we get the right players that we feel can improve us and help those group of players continue what we're doing. But it's there's no news to tell at the moment, unfortunately. But as soon as we do, you guys will be the first to know. It's
a frustrating one, isn't it? Because I suppose it wouldn't matter where the transfer deadline was, whether or not it was before the start of the season or whether or not it's a month in. It's always in that final week where everything just accelerates. It is.
That's it. The deadline can be any time, but it's people work to that. Wherever it is, and they'll gauge their options. They'll gauge their situation, whether it's and sometimes the start of the season clarifies in a player's mind that maybe he does need to move or stay. It's all the sort of situations of individual players are different, and the clubs as well. So
I was going to say, does it must affect you as well in the way you're watching your team and maybe it highlights a different area that perhaps you didn't realise you were short. Or
Yeah, because I said it in pre-season that each week you're learning a bit more about your group. Each challenge, and then like Saturday, Tuesday, then away games, and then losing, come back from mind, or losing a game that we hope to win. You're learning all the time about your group, about each individual in the team, out the team, their training, everything, and it always adjusts your mind slightly about what you potentially need. So we're quite clear in what we need within our own thoughts, but we've always got open minds about, look, if a good player becomes available and we feel he can improve us, and it's something that we haven't really chased at the moment, then hopefully we'll be able to do it. And we keep our mind open, but we're quite clear on maybe 2 or 3 positions where we know exactly what we need. And so who knows? I mean, because while the games are going on, you don't know who you could potentially lose as well. And I'm sure there's players in our squad that other clubs would potentially like to sign as well. So we've also got to be aware of that. And but that's not something we're actively looking to do, to be honest.